Hi, welcome back to Fab Fun. My name's Logan, and today we're going to be changing the engine oil and the oil filter on the Massey 2607H. Stay tuned. We'll let it warm up for a little bit, and then we'll come back and change the oil. So after warming up the tractor, we are ready to drain the oil. I have an oil plug on each side of the sump pan, or oil pan as most people call it. We'll be taking this one loose and one on the opposite side. I do want to talk a little bit about the engineering of this front axle and the drivetrain here. Instead of having a drive shaft that goes right through the oil pan, we've actually got the drive shaft set off to the side, and the differential for the front axle sits off to the side. That doesn't seem like a really big deal. A lot of trucks and SUVs do that back when they had solid front axles. So that's not anything crazy, but what that allows this tractor to do is to keep the same amount of ground clearance that you would want in a vehicle like this, and allows the engine to set a little bit lower without having to put the drive shaft through the oil pan. So you effectively keep a low center of gravity with plenty of ground clearance, and I really do like that. Some of the other tractors this size do not have quite as heavy duty of a front axle, so I was really impressed with what Massey Ferguson did on this one. Looks really heavy duty. Yeah, just wanted to comment on that. Really like the front end of this tractor. Hopefully everything works out long term, and I don't have any issues with that. I will need to change the oil in the axle and the planetaries out on the ends of the front axle. But as far as the oil change goes, let's set you guys somewhere stable, and we'll go ahead and drain the oil out of this. I don't think I've ever changed oil without getting some oil on me, so we'll see what happens here. I think I'm supposed to take the oil fill cap off. Let's do that real quick. That should help it drain a little bit better. Alrighty. Not too bad. Pretty clean oil, really. Now similarly, we're going to loosen up this drain plug on the right hand side of the tractor, and you will notice the engine oil filter is right here. That'll be easy to get to. Hopefully it'll be easy to remove. Didn't want it to go too far. I'm draining both sides at the moment. I didn't want it to shoot all the way across the drain pan there. So looks like we're in good shape. We'll let this drain and we'll remove the engine oil filter. Now you guys are magnetically attached to the bottom of the front axle. Looking back, if you're sitting in the driver's seat, this is the right-hand side of the tractor. We're gonna see if my oil filter wrench fits this. It does not. Standard Automotive is too loose. We'll get something else. Using a pair of channel locks, I was able to loosen this up without puncturing it. So hopefully we can change it now without too much of a mess. I will need to get a smaller oil filter wrench for the future. Plenty of threads. There we go. No problem. Okay, we'll be filling this about 3/4 of the way full of oil and then putting a little bit around the seal there. And we are using Agco's Multi-Guard SAE 15W40 diesel engine oil. All right, here we go. Let's put this engine oil filter. Let's put the new one up. Threads easily. Get it snugged up a little bit. Let the last couple of drips out of the oil pan. Then we'll put the plugs back in and we'll fill it up with oil. Now do remember you've got 2 oil plugs. The threaded part goes in first. Make sure it goes in easily. Do not cross thread it. And then tighten it to manufacturer specifications. Remember that oil drain plug is not holding on a wheel. It is just sealing so the oil doesn't run out. So don't strip it out. And here's your oil fill location. I do not quite understand why it is not pointed up a little bit better, but that's okay, we'll make it work. I think we'll make it work. I don't see any leaks. Holding good oil pressure, no leaks. We'll let it warm up for a little bit again, and then we'll check the oil, make sure we don't need to top any of it off. I will say a slight complaint. This little filler neck right here could be turned up just a little bit more. Now this engine might have been made and spec to go in a lot of different pieces of equipment. So maybe it needed to be angled like that so that it had clearance, but you know, this is a pretty simple part. You could probably just make one that's a little bit easier to fill up depending on the piece of equipment that the engine goes in. So that's my only complaint. Everything else super easy to get to, really easy to maintain as far as the engine oil and changing the oil filter. I did top off the hydraulic fluid. I was just a hair below the mid mark on the stick. So I think that's just from connecting and disconnecting the Massey Saurus. Obviously these cylinders are the single cylinder and hose. Take a little bit of fluid, and every time you connect it and disconnect it, you might lose a little bit. So just top that off and we should be good. Guys, I do appreciate everybody watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the content. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Have fun.